Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back to my Robinhood portfolio. What I thought I would do now is talk about why I invest in dividend companies. This came up in a comment thread about a week ago with a viewer asking why I have decided to invest in dividend companies. And not only dividend companies, but large cap blue chip companies. So I thought I'd just kind of go through in detail why I have chosen to center my portfolio around these types of stocks. So first and foremost, let me point out that for investing, it's really for the long term. So I know I've done a little bit of day and swing trading, but for the most part, I'm an advocate of buy and hold. That is, buying a quality company and holding that company for a period of time. It wouldn't be out of the ballpark for holding a company 20 to 30 years. So in doing so, you want to pick a quality company, and typically quality companies are large cap companies and blue chip companies. They've basically shown that they are very competitive, and they have shown that they are competitive with regards to long-term sustainability. So things like AT&T, or companies like AT&T, for example, it's a prototypical company that I have invested in for a buy and hold strategy. Again, this isn't necessarily for day and swing trading, but for buy and hold, so we can get qualified dividends as well as long-term gains. And if you don't know what those are, take a look at a couple videos I put out about a month or so ago describing both of those long-term capital gains and qualified dividends and the tax incentives that go along with those. So AT&T, like I was saying, is a prototypical company. It has a very good market cap here, large cap company, $259.99 billion. It's a blue chip company, meaning it's one of the leaders in its particular market segment or market sector, and it's got a great dividend yield there, 4.38%. And for dividend yield, you don't want stocks for buy and hold strategies that are 10%, 15%. Over the long term, the company is just not able to sustain those dividends because the dividend is basically taking away from the company, giving back to the investor in form of cash or assets, typically cash. So you can imagine that's very difficult over the long term to do that. But anywhere from 2.5 to 5.5 or so is able to be maintained and sustained over the long term. So this is a great company here. It's had a long proven track record. And the advantages of dividends is that over the long term, dividends can make up roughly 45 to 55% of your overall returns, which if you kind of think about that, that is quite remarkable. That's a large proportion of your overall return. So these are not something to be taking lightly, to be quite honest. These are something that can form the bulk of your return, or at least a large proportion of your return. The bulk of your return will be capital appreciation, but dividends can make up a very large chunk of your return. 40%, 45%, very, very large, almost 50% of your return. Also, as you get the dividends, you can start reinvesting those dividends back into the company that paid the dividend, or do some dollar cost averaging, putting that money back into your portfolio on stocks that might be a little bit cheap. So dollar cost averaging, value cost averaging, and basically buying more shares. So over the long term, you're going to have more and more shares accumulating, getting more dividends accumulating, so you have a compounding interest in your portfolio, in your investment. And third is that dividends, for the most part, are a little bit less volatile than up and down market swings. So AT&T here, if we go to the 1-year chart here, you can see quite large swings here, 15% up, and then basically a 17% swing there by being about 2% down, then coming back up again. But the dividend will always be about the same. Actually, when it drops in price, the dividend will be a little bit higher because dividends are typically sustained. So another investing strategy, dogs of the Dow. Again, I don't want to go into detail about that, but I put a video out about 2 months ago about dogs of the Dow. Basically, large cap blue chip companies with higher than expected dividend yield. So if AT&T had a dividend yield of 7%, for example, you would know that it's probably hanging around in this area here because the dividend is typically maintained, but the price of the stock is down, so the dividend percentage is much higher. And that's an indication that the stock may be cheap and may be a good play, sort of in a contrarian investment strategy. But again, those are a little bit different topics than what I'm talking about here. A little bit more sophisticated with regards to trying to decipher what a good value stock is, what a cheap stock may be on its typical up and down curve throughout the investment cycle. So those are 3 reasons why I invest in high dividend companies. So again, they can make up a large proportion of return over the long term. Also, you can put those dividends back into your portfolio, so getting some compounding interest, buying more shares of the stock, which will give you more interest, so on and so forth. And then also being a little bit less volatile over the long term for companies that have shown a long, strong track record of dividends. So those are the reasons why I have invested in dividends. That's the reason why the majority of my stocks are dividend stocks, and the majority of my stocks are for buy and hold. Again, I've done some day and swing trading, but for the most part, the big returns, the long-term returns will be buy and hold strategies. The dividend stocks that I buy and sell with regards to day and swing trades, just for a little bit of fun and to learn about the market. That's the whole purpose of this Robinhood portfolio, is to learn about investing and making better decisions moving forward. So I hope that kind of gave you guys a little bit of an idea why I invest in high dividend stocks, why my portfolio is essentially centered around dividend stocks. Let me know what you guys are doing with your portfolios, if you have a similar investment strategy or you have different reasons why you're investing in dividend stocks. Would be very interested to know what you guys think of the strategy. So yeah, kind of with that, I'll end the video. As always, if you enjoy my videos, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. I hope you guys have been learning a little bit from my videos. I've been having a lot of fun putting these out. Again, if you guys have any questions, any video topics, let me know. Always looking for new ideas and new things to read up about and research. So just let me know. So yeah, kind of with that, I'll end the video, and we'll see you guys next time.